welcome to an episode of Love Her Podcast. I'm your host, Nicole Amy Schreiber, and guess what? I'm a fucking comedian, and I'm back in business, you guys! Come see me March 27th at the Rose Bowl with the Comedy Store, 9 p.m. show. There's a show that happens before if you can't get tickets to my show, which obviously is the more important show. Go to the show before it. But you can see me do comedy live in person. Grab a gaggle of friends. It's a drive-in show. It's $200 a car. Get 4 or 5 people in that car. You know, that's a cheap, fun date. Booze it up in the car. Obviously, if you're driving, don't do that. But, you know, let everyone else get loaded and then be the responsible driver. Anywho, as always, we're brought to you by loveherfeet.com, where you can... Courtney was moaning in the background. I'm sure you guys heard that. Where you can.com. That's right, you guys. All right. Today we have a very unique episode lined up. We're going to do things a little different today. I know you guys are pretty interested in the ladies that we have on the show. And we've only ever had two other men on the show. Nathan Bronson and Andrew, the guy who owns Love Her Feet.
And Lance Hart.
Oh, and Lance Hart. Who am I kidding? Oh, he's so hot. You just took me down memory lane. God, he is such a hot man. He's actually my favorite male porn star. But this next guest happens to be a man, but he also happens to be a porn director. Put your hands together for Ricky Greenwood. How's it going?
Very good, very good.
Yeah?
Yes.
Just a heads up for listeners, he's Canadian. He's a Quebecois, so he has a little bit of an accent. I watched an interview with you on YouTube, and I was like, oh, fuck, I can't understand him totally. But now that I'm here, you are understandable. This might have been an older interview when you...
Yes, it depends which one you watch, but
Yeah.
and it depends how much tired I was that day.
Yeah. No, but your English is better than it was in this interview, so... It might have been that you were also very tired, so...
Yeah, it's probably also like, if it's the AVN one, the first one I did, it was a long time ago. So.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, yeah. Okay, cool. So you only grew up speaking French?
Yes.
That's so crazy that you were in Montreal, which also has English as a language, and you only spoke French.
Yeah, Montreal, Quebec it's different in Canada. It's a state. We say country because when you're French Canadian, we have a difference between the rest of Canada. So it's a different culture. It's a different way of living. Yeah. I think the new generation, the younger generation, grew up with speaking French and English more than I did. If you look at my dad or my grandfather, it was like insulting to think that he will speak English at some point.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you just like, you're a French Canadian or you're English Canadian, but you don't do both. You
Oh,
don't
wow.
mix both together. Now it's changed, but like, obviously you want to get out of like this little state, if you can say it like that. So you want to learn and go away. Because even in Canada, if you only speak French, you cannot go work to Toronto. You cannot go work to Vancouver, other nice place in Canada. You have to stay in Quebec and Montreal. So if you want to go outside, you need to speak English. So I learned English. I lie. My friend of mine find me a job in a movie theater, and they asked me if I speak English. Oh yeah, I speak English. I didn't know, not at all. I didn't know any word of English.
Yeah.
So I was there, and I was like answering people for the popcorn and everything. So I try to understand what they're saying, and slowly I learn English.
So when you started, by the way, I think it's really funny that poutine, which is, it's a food in Quebec, and it's everywhere, I guess, but poutine, and it's really close to putain. Putain, which a poutine is a dish and a putain is a whore. Anyways, I always thought that was a fun French thing. Okay, anywho, so you actually started off as a director of commercials.
Yeah, I direct. Yeah, I used to start directing TV shows.
Okay.
I do music video. I did some commercial. I didn't really like commercial, and after that I moved to adult industry.
So a friend of yours approached you. I think I remember hearing this in the interview. Someone approached you about directing a porn, and you were like, okay.
Not really. It was
okay.
No. It was like, what happened is like I was directing a TV show similar to Entertainment Tonight in Canada, a French version of it.
What's it called?
It was called Box Office at that time, and I was directing that show and other show about the movie. Movie always interests me, so everything around it, like I was like surrounded by that. And that company who produced that show, they also get a license for an adult entertainment channel. So I end up like obviously like anything, when you mix mainstream and porn, mainstream gets scared and
They leave, yeah.
they leave. They don't want to do any business with that company. I had a 1-year contract with that company, so they said, okay, well now you have to do other stuff for us. So I direct documentary for them. I direct little shows like reality TV type of show, and I end up doing a porno as an assistant director. It was like called Grandeur Nature. It was like you film people who have sex in public.
Okay.
That experience was terrible. It was like exactly what you can imagine a bad porn shoot will be.
What were you expecting? And then what did it end up being?
I was expecting that, and it was exactly
Okay, and it was
that.
exactly what you would expect.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know if it's still the case right now, but like we're talking about early 2000 in Canada, in Montreal. Like you're talking about like, if you want to do a porno at that time, you need to hire strippers, basically, or like, that's the easiest way. Strippers in Canada, they were like, most of them were like, at that time, they were like controlled by gang members or bikers. So like, so you end up with that, you end up with drugs and all that things around it. So it's very gloke. It's very like it was depressing. The girl was not really into it at all, and it was like, so
that's awful.
Yeah, it was like.
By the way, before this, Courtney and I were like, "Ooh, maybe we can get some horror stories." But now that you're saying how horrible they are, I'm like, okay, maybe we'll just skip some of the horror stories. They're not so fun.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was not fun at all, and I was like, okay, I did. That day was 2 sex scenes. So like we did a sex scene in the morning on a golf court. The scene on the golf court was okay, and we did another scene after that in the strip club, and that one was terrible.
Was that your first time watching someone have sex?
Yeah, it was
in person.
Yeah, it was the first time. I never, to be honest, it was the first time I was like filming someone having sex, and it was the first time I entering a strip club. I never been in a strip club.
Oh,
before.
really?
Yeah, it's not something that was interesting me, so I find it boring. So
You find it boring?
Yeah, so I was like, okay,
that's fair.
So like I never been there, and so I was both of them, and I've been to strip club after, but nah, I didn't think I will do any other porn movie. So my contract ended up finishing at that time, and they asked me if I want to renew it, and I said no, I'm good. So I move on to more like, other stuff, more like regular TV shows and stuff after.
And then how did it come back to porn then?
A friend of mine was an editor for Mile High Media.
Okay, that's what I read about.
Yes, and this guy would ask me if I want to do porn again, and it was like I said, no. I said my experience was not good, and he said, "Oh, come talk to John Blitt." He was like, he's interesting to meet you and talk to you about.
I'm sorry, what's his name?
John Blitt, the owner of Mile High Media.
Blitt?
Yes.
I actually know him. I went to camp with him growing up.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, this is so weird. Whoa. I'll have to contact him. That is so insane. I'm pretty sure, unless there's more than one John Blitt from Montreal.
Yeah, he's from Montreal. He has a brother
holy
too.
shit. This is crazy. All right, go on. He's Jewish?
Yeah.
Jewish geography. I went to a Jewish summer camp. It's a whole thing. We learned how to give blowjobs. It was great. Okay, wait. So you take this job reluctantly.
I didn't take it at the first.
Oh, okay.
No, at first I didn't take it because of my experience with porn. I said, but I didn't want, and when you're a director, you never say no. You always said, oh, let me think about it. Even if you don't want to do it, just let me think about it. Oh, I have a lot of work, maybe another time.
You don't ever want to be rude and say no.
Yeah,
I get it.
yeah.
It's the same thing with acting. Like,
Yeah,
even if I don't want to take a job, I'm like, I'm so busy. I have like nothing going on.
So I said, and at that time I was working for a movie festival.
Okay.
So it was true. I had a contract with them until August. And we're talking about end of May, beginning of June. So in my mind, I was like, listen, I told him, listen, I have a contract. I cannot do any other gig until August 1st. So if you didn't find anybody at that time, call me and then we can talk again. In my mind, he said, okay, I will go do my movie festival and I will never hear about him again. And he called me back on August 1st, and he said, "Oh, do you want to do that meeting again?" And I was like, "Oh, okay." So we did a meeting. He convinced me that like it's not what my experience was. It's different, and so I agree. I said, okay, I will do 3 months, and that 3 months became 6 and 9 and
And it
4
was
years.
it different than it was before?
Yeah, at first, I was not a porn director. At first, I was a production manager. So
Okay.
my job was just to overlook the casting, overlook what type of project we can create, what type of movie we can create.
Okay.
Like oversee like the director, make sure that everything they send us is good. Explain to them different type of camera and stuff that
Okay.
it was very more technical.
Okay.
And every time I was complaining, oh, it's not good. We can do better, blah, blah, blah. And at some point he said, okay, what? Just do something. You'll see if it's better. So I did a movie called Confession of a Sinful Nun, the first one, and we get like a lot of nomination. It's because
nice.
everyone for my first movie. So after that we did. He asked me to do another one. He was Talk Derby to Me.
Talk derby to me?
Yeah.
I love a pun. That's a fun one.
And so we did that one, and that one was also very popular.
Uh-huh.
So after that, he asked me if I want to do it full time. And
What did you do that was so different than these other guys? How did you direct differently? Because I come from, I'm a stand-up comedian, but I do acting, and I do a lot of mainly commercial acting. So it's like I can conceive of what a director is asking of, a theatrical performance. But what is directing a porn? How were you doing it so different that it was like getting all of these accolades?
I think it's because I treat it the same way I will treat a normal movie, a mainstream movie. I think it's that the story have a plot, they have a story. We spend time developing the story, writing the story. I spend time with the actor to practice and do stuff. And I try. My movie looks like mainstream movie. I will say. I think you have different level of director in porn. At some point I will never be able to direct. If you like a Gonzo movie, it's not what I'm doing. So like of course you maybe not like what I'm doing. If you ask me to direct a Gonzo movie, I will be terrible at it because I'm not interested at all at it. So like, and I think I can manage to find a way to looking at other people what they're doing and manage to find a way, but the movie will be soulless. It will be like nothing. It will just be technical.
Yeah.
When you look at most of my movies, they are interesting because I care about them.
Yeah.
So like I put effort to make them interesting. So I think maybe that's it.
Do you consider yourself a sexual person? Like, are you a not just sexual, but do you consider yourself like a kinky, risque sexual person, or are you kind of more like meat and mashed potatoes in your own sexual life?
I'm very normal person.
Very normal.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just wondering, like, what element of like your sexual imagination is required for directing porn? Or are you truly just honoring the storyline and then leaving the sexual expression to the performers?
Exactly. For me, it's like my job. My job ends when they're having sex.
Yeah.
Basically, it's just like after that, I'm not the one who's directing sex. And when you're having sex, you don't want to have someone telling you, okay, now suck his dick. Oh no, more deep.
Yeah.
It's just like you don't want to hear that. I didn't know what to do. I will say something if it's very off. It's not good, or if I see that something is not right. Like maybe the woman is in pain or the guy is uncomfortable or something.
Yeah.
So I would be like, oh, okay, like something's wrong, guys. Okay, what's happening? And I will talk with them. It's not happening often, but it could happen. And also like if it's just like for example, I have a scene the girls is like supposed to be a romantic scene and the girls is like saying dirty things to him all the time. I'd be like, okay, you're supposed to be like a virgin, saying a woman, and now you ask him to fist your butthole. It's not working.
You're like, this fisting's not in this one. There's no fisting.
But we have a movie one like Tammy Pistol. Yeah, it was doing a scene with him, and he's like the girl, and he's like, it was right after quarantine. I think it was his second scene and everything, and it was like, he's doing with 2 finger, and after that he's putting 4 finger, and he put his whole hand inside. He's like, Tommy, the rules, you cannot go over your thumb, and he's just like, oh shit, okay, I'm sorry. So like, this now he's like fingering her with 4 finger, and after that he's just like, and after that she's like, oh. please, daddy, fuck me. And he's like, okay. Oh, you're so tight. I said, come on, dude. You just put 4 finger inside
you
her.
know
She's not tight anymore, okay? Stop bullshitting.
Oh, that is so funny. You're like, I'm here for realistic dirty talk, okay? Don't tell me she's tight. We just saw you put a bus in there.
Yeah.
That is so funny. I remember I read an article like years ago how in sodomy in the state of California is illegal. So you can't fist someone in the state of California. And once you put in the knuckle of the thumb, that's considered sodomy.
Yes.
So when you just said that, I was like, oh, it is true. Yeah, it's where you were shooting this here in LA?
Yeah.
So are you based here now completely?
Yeah, completely.
Oh,
yeah.
you got out of Canada. Good for you.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
3 years ago. Okay. Do you like the porn scene here better than in Canada?
Yes, it's to be honest, it's a weird question for me because like I have a chance to work for all the big companies. So I work with Mile High, with Misa X, I work with Dorsal, I work with Gamma sometime, so Mind Geek. So it's just like those companies are the top of the train. So like every time we go on set, it's like I treat my set like a regular set.
Yeah.
So for me, nothing bad will happen on my set.
Yeah.
And everybody is treated well and we're having fun and everything.
Yeah.
But I'm not stupid also. I know that it's not the reality of everybody who's working in that business. So like I cannot say that like the scene is way better. I said that like I will say that the top company treat their talent very well and they take care of them and they really respect what their job and respect the talent. Is it all the industry? I don't know. I'm not on their set, but I know that I heard like everybody else. I read some stories and some tweet that about other stuff. So
Yeah.
but I think the porn industry in the United States, in LA, it's at the most part is well taken care of.
Yeah. Do you see yourself staying in this industry, or do you want to cross back over to mainstream?
I don't see a reason why I will move to mainstream. If I move to mainstream, I will because on my own term, meaning that I'm writing a movie and I'm doing a movie that I want to do, and I move there to do that. Mainstream is like what people don't know about mainstream. Is like, for example, the reason why I like porn is that like talk dirty to me. For example, I just I entered my boss office and they said I want to do a roller derby movie. Okay, we said okay. I wrote the script and it took me like 3 weeks, a month to write the script. Yeah, agree on the script and we cast. We shoot 2 months later. A month of editing. The movie is released 5 months later.
Yeah, it's faster.
Like,
There's more quicker turnaround.
Mainstream, it would be like
Years.
I would say, oh, I want to do a movie. Okay, now I need to find a producer. I need to write. I need to approve. I need to find the money. I need to shoot. It's just like it will take me 5 years, and 5 years later, I have my first movie. Hey, let's do another 5 years to get another movie. So in 10 years, I will do 2 movies.
Yeah.
I think in 3 years, I have 85, 86 movie.
Oh, that is so many.
Yeah, so it's just like.
What do you want to do with porn that's not being done?
I don't know. I don't want to. I just want to write story that people like. I just want to write story different, like that stuff that like. Of course, we do like have to do the family stuff and the regulars, the cheerleaders, the babysitters, and all that stuff.
Yeah, the regular tropes.
The regular stuff, but like I'm lucky enough to do stuff very fun. Like we just did a werewolf movie last week.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, so like it was like I bring an old friend of mine who's doing old school makeup effect, and he would just get an actress, and she became a full werewolf, like old school, like the Wolfman and stuff like that. So it was very cool. We had fun with the transformation. We did a crazy movie called The Cure last year. That just like I get the script. A friend of mine wrote that script, and I was like, no way that we'll have the green light to do that. I sent that to the producer, and he said, yeah, let's do it. And it was like, okay.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
How long is a porn script usually?
My script normally are between like I will say 20 to 30 page.
20 to 30 pages. Okay, so like a half-hour sitcom kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Interesting. I asked that because I feel like there are so many of our listeners who have like, I mean, we have a predominantly like foot fetish audience, and so many of our listeners and viewers are coming with this very deep knowledge of foot porn and fetish porn, and I feel like so many of them have active imaginations, and oftentimes they'll write to myself or producer Courtney and be like, oh, I have this idea, you guys should do this. And there's so many times I just want to write back and be like, okay, then write that porn, write the porn you want to see. So for me, it's like I'm happy you said that you're speaking about how you want to write things that are different and unique. And I implore our listeners and viewers, like, guys, do that. Like, if you have those ideas, and I know you guys have those amazing ideas, like, write that porn, write the porn that you want to see, write specifically like where you want to see it go. And I think that's so awesome that that like you want it to be kind of like a higher level of art and not just this, titillating, horny thing.
It's hard because you have to, like, it's a business about money at some certain point. So like you can bring stuff to studios and they look at your product and they need to find a reason to I always joke about it. Sometimes I bring a script. Nah, I don't like it. Did I tell you that they're related? That's her stepdad. Oh, okay, that's great. I love it.
So that's really just no,
it's a joke, but most
that's
of the,
so funny.
Sometimes we just do that. We put that twist in the script, and it's that's great.
That's so funny. Yeah. We're about halfway. Yeah. Okay. So what I wanted to do with you today, I've never done porn.
Okay.
I have no intention of doing porn, but people want me to. People want me to. Trust me, I've wanted to. If I knew I was going to do like really fucking well in porn, like Joanna Angel level well in porn, I would do porn. But I don't think I would do that well. And I don't want to like be like 3 years in and be like, you know what? I can like kind of take a dick, but like I don't think I can take a dick for the rest of my life. And like guys are going to be on board with it. Like I want to make like money, and I also like being funny. And I don't think guys want to fuck to the funny girl, like they say they do. They're like, I love girls who are funny. Like, no, you don't. You like holes and tits. No, I'm kidding, sort of. But so let's say I was like, hey, Ricky Ricardo, Rick man, my buddy, my pal, I want to do porn. Okay. I want you to direct me in a porn. What would the process be? What if we were going to make a porn together, not you in the porn, unless you wanted to be in the porn. I have a thing for beards. Look at those eyebrows on him. I mean, look at his eyebrows. He's cute. Are you single?
Yes.
Cool. We'll get together. But you're going to have to get a little, let's see my feet. Okay. So wait, hold on. Can you help me with my shoes?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. I have such a hard time getting my shoes off. I'll untie them. It's so hard to get my shoes off. Oh, look at that. What about my sock? Can you help me with that sock? Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, wait, what about this other shoe? Ricky. Oh, the sock too. Thank you so much. He's so much faster. You do not take shoes and socks off like a foot fetish guy. Like foot fetish guy, you're like, let me get the fucking shoes off. These things gotta come off. We gotta go. We got TikTok. I'm a director. We got fucking. Are we on time? We cannot go over time today.
It's funny. I was talking to a friend of mine. He said like, I have to do that interview with Love Your Feet, and it was just like, oh yeah, you will talk about foot fetishes. Like, I know nothing about foot fetishes. So I was like, my God, that would be a terrible interview.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we're not going to talk. We won't, don't worry. I mean, you did a really, efficient job of taking off my shoes and socks. I feel like my boobs are out right now. In any case, some guy roasted me on our YouTube channel. He's like, she looks like she has the feet of like a, what was it? Like a
65-year-old man hiking in the woods barefoot.
On pine needles. And I was like,
why? It's like your foot
they're fine, whatever. But how insulting he was, but how specific he was, I was like, if you can insult me and like really give me details, like paint a picture for me. Don't just tell me I'm like a skinny dumb bitch, like tell me how nasty, truly nasty my feet are.
I like to read those. For me, it's funny. It's just like I try to please my fan as much as I can, but sometimes I read her critic and just like, dude, I don't know what to say to you. I don't know what to please you. I just
but there's no pleasing some of them. There isn't.
I was doing like for a long time. I was doing like lesbian porn, only lesbian.
Yeah, I
porn.
noticed that.
And they were like those guys. Some of those are very into kissing.
Yeah.
And at some point I was like, okay, I will give you, the scene is 30 minutes. So I give them like 15 minutes before they remove clothes, like making out for 12 to 15 minutes. I was having a timer, and I was, okay, girls, you have to just kiss tongue for 50. And it was like that because they were complaining that they didn't have enough kissing.
Yeah.
So I will do that. And after that, okay, now you can have sex, but don't forget, go back kissing the girl. So at the end, you probably have 20 minutes of kissing on a 30-minute scene. And the guy said, yeah, they don't kiss enough. I said, come on, dude.
Oh my God,
This
are
is
you
like-
kidding? Here's what's crazy to me is like, when most lesbian porn that's being made isn't for lesbians, it's for men, which is so crazy to me. Like, if you were to make a lesbian porn for lesbians, it would just be 30 minutes of kissing, just kissing and just looking longingly into each other's eyes and like having real emotions, and then like a hug at the end.
Yeah, they're like, my favorite part was like, a guy he always on my case, he always shit on me, and he was like, and at some point someone asked him, why do you don't like him? So, because it's obvious this guy over directed sex and everything. And I was like, I'm not even in the room sometimes. I'm just like, I'm in the other room with my monitor,
With your
looking at the
monitor,
scene,
yeah, yeah.
and looking at the scene, and I let them having sex the way they want.
Yeah.
And he's just like, but he's like, oh no, he's over directing. No, I let them. I try to give you a real lesbian scene, so I let them do what they want.
I'm letting
do.
the lesbians do what they want to do.
And he was like, and it's funny because, oh yeah, they don't trip. He said, yeah, because half of the girls, they don't like it.
Yeah.
That's the first thing they
Yeah.
ask me when they have to do a lesbian scene. Do I have to trib in that scene? So like, no, if you don't, you don't.
Wait, what's trib?
Tribbing is like when they like scissoring.
Oh, when they scissor. Oh.
Because like sometimes it's comfortable, but sometimes it's not because their bone slams.
Yeah,
into each other.
I have a bony vagina.
So
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
so
yeah.
like,
It would
so
be
then
weird.
it's like,
Yeah.
oh, so-
Yeah.
And obviously it's not fun because because if two girls are scissoring like that, you can see shit. So yeah, you have to be in an awkward position to
Yeah.
be able to see everything. And the girls normally, some girls don't like. Some girls love it, but
Yeah.
and in real life, like most of the girl will just rub her pussy against her
Yeah.
thighs or something.
Yeah, yeah.
They will not rub their pussy together. They will go.
Yeah.
They will like just grind on the other
Yeah.
girls or something. So
I mean, honestly, I love a good thigh grind. Like, if a dude has like a big thigh, I think that's why women like men with big thighs, because we're like, oh, I could like hump that. It looks like a tree, you know? It just reminds me of the pillows that I used to hump when I was a kid. But okay, so I come to you. I'm like, Ricardo, I want to do a porn. What's the first step? How do you like teach me how to do porn? Like, I know how to have sex. I've never had sex in front of like a room full of people. I'm fucking nervous. Like, what do I do?
normally, like I will, like first of all, I will place you with someone who can, like, depending what kind of scene we're doing. If you're doing a lesbian scene or if you're doing a boy girl scene, I will put you with someone that I trust and I know that he will do a good job. For example, like if you do a scene like with me, it will probably be a guy like Nathan Bronson.
Yeah, Nathan Bronson.
Or a guy like Cody Steele, guys that are not rough person.
Okay.
And they're like also good with like with they're good looking, so the girls feel comfortable, and they also like they get the in evil place and talk to the girl to make her comfortable. So that would be my first step. After that, it's up to you to you just like I will look at like make sure that eye contact, touching, and that stuff for doing the sex. For acting is just regular acting notes that I will give you. If you do a lesbian scene, I will probably put you with girls like Charlotte Stokely or girls that like I trust, that I know that Aiden Ashley, girls that they love girls and they know like if you're nervous they can like help you and teach you to go through the scene and make you feel comfortable. That's the main point. After that, it's just like obviously I would tell you open. For me personally, I don't like when they open for the camera. Normally my camera is always moving around. So like if you're not opening my camera, go get the angle. If he cannot get the angle, obviously I will tell Nathan or you to open your leg a little bit so I can see or something. But other than that, it's pretty much it.
Yeah. Did you watch a lot of porn before you ever directed porn?
I watch a lot of porn, before.
So you were like, all right, I have generally an idea of what it needs to look like, and then you just wanted to put your own spin on it, kind of thing.
Yes, for me it needs to be cinematic. That's why. So like, camera is moving around. It's not just like, every person is different. For me, I don't really care about penetration. I want to see like the two people connecting, kissing. I want to see the girl's face orgasm and stuff like that. So that or body. The penetration it's something, but if that's what Gonzo for me, it's not really a thing because you're there all the time. It's just like it's pussy, ass, and balls.
Just a lot of stuff.
Just like you just stay there and it's like, okay, it's not not necessarily a connection and everything. It's more dirty and energetic than anything else. So I think that's for me. That's what I try to look. It took me a while to find a camera guy. I try a lot of camera guy before to try to give them my style. Matt Older is the guy that I do a lot of work since the beginning. That he really understand. Now we don't even have to talk. It's just like I if I want, I can just stay home and he will just
perfect.
shoot the sex the way I like it. He will do stuff that I sometimes like, okay, now it's time to move, and he will move by himself.
Yeah.
It's just so like it's just very like
fluid.
We have the same kind of connection
Yeah.
now. We work so many times together that we have that thing. I used a guy named James Avalon was good also for me to do a lot of that stuff. Yeah.
What do you want, like, how do I put this? Where do you want to take porn that it hasn't been? Do you see, is there something missing in porn? Is there, like you say cinematic, but it's like, what is porn lacking now that you think it could have more of? And do you think that's something that there's a market for?
For me, what I think there's a market for. For me, what I like, it's like I want to be able to do a porn movie like I will do a mainstream movie. Meaning that, like, I'll give you an example. I was writing a script the other day, and I was like, the brother and his stepbrother, stepsister, they go on vacation. Okay, they go on vacation. They're by the pool. They see this bartender. They both find the bartender cute. So I was like, the script was like, okay, she have sex with the bartender. Their brother left alone. She talk about the brother. The brother is jealous, and they fuck the girl together. Now, like, if I treat that as a mainstream porno, like, they both find the guy attractive. That means the guy would probably kiss the other guy.
Yeah.
The guy would maybe suck his dick or something, So now you have that thing, and they both have sex with the stepsister. Now you're in mainstream porn. So mainstream porn, they don't want to see two guys kiss together.
Yeah.
They don't want to see two guys having sex or another guy go down on another guy. So now you have to do basically a threesome. So basically both guys enjoying the stepsister, but they don't touch each other.
Yeah.
So for me, that's where my problem is. My problem is like you cannot mix genre.
Yeah.
You do a bi movie, you do a trans movie, you do a gay movie, you do a straight, you do a lesbian. You can mix lesbian and straight in the same movie. Mixing bi and straight, it's kind of touchy. Mixing gay and straight is almost impossible. Some studios start to doing it. I think Erika Luss did she did a movie when she mix a straight and gay together. I used a lot of gay performer that they wanted to work because I do gay, I do straight, I do trans, everything. So like sometimes some gay performer ask me if they can do straight or they can do other stuff. So I try to mix talent. I use Lance in many different type of movie.
He's incredible to me.
Yeah. But like for me, so that's the thing. So by using those guys, I know that I will not have a problem to use asking, like, for example, Lance Hart with a girl and you fall in love with another dude and they kiss each other and having sex. Lance will have no problem. Now, is it the fan or will be receptive about it? That's another story. But that's what I try to. I will love to bring porn in a way that, like, now my story will not be restricted to this box of straight, gay,
societal norms.
It could just be, I want to tell that story. That's what happened in it. Let's do it.
And do you feel like that the market for that has grown?
I think the younger generation is like into that. That's why you see more of bi. You see a lot of girls now. Like I remember like 3 years ago when I was doing trans, if I want to have a mainstream girl in the trans scene, most of the time the answer will be no.
Yeah.
Now I have girls coming to me, and the younger one, like 20, 22, 25, they want to do those scenes. They want to open their mind to it.
Yeah.
We have some guys like Ramon just did a scene, Small Hands just do a scene with a trans woman. So also like they start opening the door for that to happening. So and a studio like Erika Luss like do like some stuff like that too. So you have like people that trying to put the thing. Like me, I bring some gay performer to the straight side. Joanna Angel do a lot of for Burning Angel. She had some trans bi scene and mixed with our regular scene. So you have like this. I think the door is opening slowly because the young generation watching it now. The problem is like main problem is like the young generation not necessarily pay for their porn.
Yeah.
So like the people who pay for website and DVD are the older generation.
Yeah. So
That-
you still need to honor those requests.
Yes. So
if you want to really truly make money.
Yes, that's why we still have problem with like women with tattoo, for example. Like,
Interesting.
They will be like, oh, too much tattoo. Oh, she had piercing on her nipple, and it's just like so because they don't like that. They want to have those natural, innocent women, but
Yeah.
like. If you do we're into 2021, so like try to find a teenager with no piercing or no tattoo.
Yeah.
It's just not happening. So
It's not happening,
it's
yeah.
more real because if the dad have sex with his stepdaughter or
Yeah.
like the neighbor daughter, she will have tattoo and everything. But like for them, it's more like we associate tattoo and piercing to like a tough person,
Yeah.
a rebel. Like she's
Yeah.
not innocent.
There's
you know?
no innocence. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why they just kind of we want to have this cute blonde girl with like braids and
Yeah.
just like so that's what like we try to change that, but
Yeah.
you get it stuck in that box also.
It's interesting. I'm curious to see, where the porn world will be, 10 years from now. When that younger generation that's, not paying for porn right now, will they get to the point where they will pay for porn? And, what are the sorts of things they're going to want to see at that point?
And I always say I don't think the problem with the generation we grew up. That's my point of view. We grew up with the fact that like my generation grew up with. I was like a teenager, 16 when Napster came in and everything. So we start slowly. We used to buy DVD and DVD, CD, tape and stuff like that. So I still in that mode because I used to do it. But if you have someone who's born like in that period of time, so like someone with 2018, 20, they grew up with the fact that you can find any music, you can find any movie,
Yeah.
you can find anything for free.
Yeah.
So it's not they're not used to think about like you have to pay for it. For them, it's normal to not pay for it.
Yeah.
So I don't think like they will ever end up paying for it.
It's interesting.
Maybe I could be wrong, but like, and it's not just porn; it's music in general.
It's
movies.
everything. Consuming entertainment of any kind.
Yeah, because for many people, entertainment is free. You should not pay for it because you can find it on the internet.
Yeah.
But for porn, it's worse because like like now music and movies, you have like torrents and stuff, but like they get shut down. The
Yeah.
government you scare you with like you can get sued and stuff.
Yeah.
Porn, they just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So like having a website like Pornhub, like XAmster, all those things, that they literally put your stuff for free and nothing happening. It's just like if you imagine having like a mainstream website that they put all the mainstream movie like Wonder Woman and all for free on that website would be shut down.
Would you shut down in a second?
In a second. But like having those websites, they put your content for free and nobody shut it down.
Why is that with porn?
Nobody want to fight for it.
Yeah.
If you look at like the same thing, if you like AB5 here in California, like the Uber driver, everybody like fight for like AB5 because it was not nice for people that they like, they removed that law for all, but nobody fight for the sex industry.
Yeah.
No, so now the
I love her feet fights to any pirated content.
Yeah.
I mean, they do try to track it down a lot, and then they're also they're eliminating the tube site opportunity. You know what I mean? Where you can watch people probably can't hear me at all.
Yeah.
But you can normally watch like 5 minutes of a video on a tube site, so people can get off.
Yeah. 5 minutes, you'll get off. Yeah.
Right? But anyway, so they take it away now, and they offer like 15 to 30 seconds, and then subscriptions go up.
Yeah. That's great.
It's just funny for me because it's just like even with the old Pornhub thing that happened, it was like, oh, now you can only have verified stuff on their website and everything. And the other day I was going streaming for Pornhub, and I was like, oh, that's great. That's a scene that I shot, but it's funny that it's not my studio or me that is verified. They probably verify someone else to put that up because
wow.
doesn't any of us who put it up. It's not even like so it's just like you can never do anything. You cannot fight it. It's just like they will remove it, and it's frustrating because it's what people don't understand. It's just like, like you have, like, for example, you go on their website, they have 2 million, like Confession of a Sinful Nun, I think at some point they have like 10 millions hit for that movie on a tube site. And I said, put just 5 millions of those hit on my website that I work for. That means this guy made a lot of money. That's me. He can invest more money in my product. That's mean we can do a bigger movie, a better movie, and it's just that, and it's like we can, all of it. If you really think about it, like 10, 15 years ago, a girl will be paid $5,000 for a sex scene. Now she's paid $1,000. Because the money is not there anymore. The money is not there because like people parrot the product because people try to get it for free.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's that's what happened with piracy.
Yeah. And no one wants to fight for the porn industry.
I understand. It's imagine you go outside, so let's help porn, and
Yeah,
people
no,
will be
no,
like,
no. People are like, I don't watch porn. We should do something about it though. Make sure it stays free because I can't pay for this. If my wife sees this on charge on the card, I'm gonna be in big trouble.
I used to work for a video store, and that's my favorite story. I have this like woman who came in. Like, when you work in a video store, you're not supposed to name those titles because like people around and everything, you just scan the title and just like, hey, you go there, your movie. So I was like there, and the woman just bring with her two kids, and she rent like movies, and I said, oh, I'm sorry, I cannot like give you those movies because you have 6 movie at home. And she's like, what? I don't have movie at home. I said, you have 6 movie at home. And she's like, what movie? Movie. and she's like, tell me. I said, okay, fine. Like a slutty teenager 17, and like I fucked the babysitter 5. And she's like, oh my god. And she's in the middle, and the video store is full, and she's just called. She's like, motherfucker, you better bring your fucking porn at the video store because I want to rent my movie, and blah, blah. And she hung up. And like, I swear to God, nobody left the video store and they wait for the husband coming, this head down.
Yeah, everybody was like,
everyone's waiting to
I'm
see,
waiting
like,
for this.
I'm waiting for it.
She's like, you better be here in 5 minutes. And everyone in this store is like, he better be here in 5 minutes. I got to see this. So was this a regular movie store, or was it a porn movie store?
No, it was a regular movie
store. Okay. Hilarious.
Yeah, it was like, that's...
I was imagining her being like, you better return your porn so I can get my porn.
no, but it was like, it was so funny because like all the movies, like beside the adult section. I don't know if you have that in the States, but in Canada, everything is behind those little...
Behind the curtain, yeah.
Yeah, it's curtain or little... It's for us, it's like those like squeaky door, and like... Every time someone goes, it's like, you get caught. But what's funny part is like you will see guys, or they were like staying beside all the document. I don't know why all the documentary or weird shit is behind, close to that. So like you will start scanning like a documentary about ocean. Oh, and now you get, there you go, all the porn because he was
Slut Teens 20. I love Jacques Cousteau and anal. It's those are my 2 things.
It's a good mix. But like no, there was like my favorite story was like a huge bus of full of old people. Because my video store was there, and the bowling alley was like just beside, like so the bus stopped. All those old people came back, and like you see the bus driver. He came and he's just like, okay, and he grabbed some porno. And he said, okay, the guy was just like watch porno after his shift or something, And he just like came back 20 minutes after, and he was like 20 minutes after he's like, can you bring back the movie? And I was like, okay, so like what he did, and after that he just bring a Tim Horton cup full of Kleenex. He said, oh, can you get rid of this? And I was like, seriously?
You're like, oh man, so basically not getting rid of your cum cup.
So basically that guy jerk off in the bus when the old people was playing bowling.
That is so fucking funny.
It was like, people have no shame. It's just
people don't. People really do have no shame. It's amazing.
I hope he put it on all the screen and just jerk.
Yeah, he's just running up and down the bus, just tugging it out. He's like, "Fuck these old people." He's just jizzing on the seats. It's like, let them sit in it. Oh man, humanity. What are we? What are we, you guys? We're just animals with cum inside of us. All right, Ricky. Well, that was fucking amazing. That was so interesting to hear all of this. I'm never gonna go into porn, but if I do, You're the man I'm gonna come
But
to.
you have great feet, so you would be good at it. I don't know why the guy was like complaining, but
Yeah, well, you know what? That's what they do on the internet. They fucking complain.
like,
As a female comedian, all I do is get insulted. Every
course.
guy is like, oh, it's a female comedian talking about sex. And I'm like, male comedians talk about sex too. Also, you're just pissed because you're not having sex. The only person who objects to a comedian talking about sex is a person who's not having sex. I stand by that.
but it's to be honest with you, I had that reflection. I was watching, I don't remember which one, and I was listening to it. It was like, oh, there you go, another like a woman talking about sex. It's a comedy, and I was like, where I make that comment? Just
Yeah.
like because all those guys do the same fucking joke
Yeah.
over and over, and now I'm getting offended because it's a woman who's doing it. And I was like,
Yeah.
why so? And I was like, and I stopped worrying about it. But I remember like a long thing 5 years ago, I was watching this. I had that reflection, and it was
Yeah.
like, I don't know why it came. I don't know.
Yeah.
Guys are like,
Well, I think, I mean, without going into a whole, my perspective of the way the world sees men, but like, yeah, we come from, a historically puritanical world where women aren't allowed to be sexual. And if they are, it's noticed more. So if I'm talking about sex, people notice that more than if a man's talking about sex, because it was okay for a man to talk about sex. It was okay for a man to be sexual. But if a woman's being sexual, it's like, whoa, it's so noticeable. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, men are talking about fucking. All my male comedian friends talk about fucking too. We're all talking about fucking. First of all, it's a universal. Like, anybody can relate to sex.
yeah.
So it's like, if I'm going to do a show in the middle of middle America, what is one thing I have in common with everyone in the room? Sex. We all have sex. Unless you're not having sex, and then you're pissed about me talking about sex.
Yes, or just like, yeah, but you also have those like conservative people that
Yeah.
they have like values as like,
And the conservative people, I promise you, are not having sex. And if they are having sex, it's very boring.
probably.
They're maybe having your kind of sex. You said you like boring sex.
I didn't say I like boring sex, but I don't go with like kinky, like crazy stuff. Like,
You're not like, step on my balls. Yeah.
But the thing is, like, that's funny because I always say that, like, oh, I'm not I like really regular sex and everything, and the woman will be like, oh, okay, and after that, oh, it was not regular, so because I'm working in that business and I see.
Oh yeah, your version of regular is like.
I see, like, if, for example, like for me, like Lance and Charlotte, they're just like, it's like, oh, okay, they do all those crazy things. And, okay, I'm not in that world.
Yeah.
I have those, so I guess my sex is boring. You know?
Yeah.
But
Compared to theirs, your sex is boring, but compared to a normal person.
yeah, it's probably a little bit more kinky.
Yeah, you're definitely not conservative middle America sex. You're not
hope
like,
so.
all right, honey, just lay there. Let me just pump twice and we're done. Clean up that pussy. I don't want to see you again till morning. Make some food. I don't know why I have to make him so dumb, but it's fun. All right, Ricky, you're the best. Thank you so much for coming out. Guys, ladies, gentlemen, whomever's at home listening, I hope you enjoyed a porn director. And, find him on all social media. Where should people find you?
Oh, I'm very bad at it.
You're bad at social media?
I have no clue. I think it's Ricky Greenwood X, I think.
Yeah.
Something
All right.
like
I
that.
was going to say, find him and see what he's doing and see what he's up to, but maybe don't. I don't know.
I will give it to you, just tag it.
You need to be better about social media. You need to promote your work. I'm his new agent, manager, publicist. I don't know what I am. We're going to start a business together. With that said, guys, thank you so much for coming out for another amazing episode of Love Her Podcast, brought to you by loveherfeet.com, where you can .com. I'm your host, Nicole Amy Schreiber. Again, Rose Bowl, comedy store. I'm on a lineup with Bill fucking Burr, David Spade, Ian Edwards, me. Are you kidding? It's going to be amazing. March 27th, 9 p.m. show. Hopefully I'll see you there. And if I don't see you there,
3 weeks from today.
it's 3 weeks from today. Yeah. Make this shit happen. I mean, what are you doing? What else are you going to do with your life? We're still in a pandemic. Go get vaccinated. Bye, guys.